All right, go ahead, Rick.
All right, Brandon. Hey, right now, everybody, what we were gonna do was we're actually gonna have Danny, which is with Cross Baits, and Brandon Belt on our live next week, but due to some time stuff, and Mr. Belt having, he's in the middle of baseball season and everything, we're pre-recording this and we're gonna release it all to you guys. So, from me, from the Average Fisherman, thank you so much for coming on, Rick.
As always, thanks for watching Fishing with Rick, and we're going to have got some questions. We're going to try to ask Danny and Brandon both, and try to see how far this thing's going to go, and may have some questions about the tournaments that he may be coming up with.
So, Brandon, man, tell us what got you into the bass fishing industry, or just being an avid fisherman yourself. Tell us about it.
Well, it really all started right at the beginning of quarantine for COVID, and I know that's hadn't been too long, but my whole life, the only thing I knew about fishing was like I would go, sit at a pond somewhere with a worm and a bobber, and throw it out there and wait for something to hit it. And that to me was not that fun. I mean, I needed to catch something within 2 minutes, or I was done with it and I was leaving. Well, my high school baseball coach, Glenn Kimball, had been begging me to go out on the lake with him on his boat and go fishing. And I just basically denied him, for years and years and years. And finally, at the beginning of quarantine, I said, okay, I got nothing else to do. I need to be outside. And so I went with him, and I literally could not get enough after that first time. I threw a frog with him. That's his favorite thing to throw. I had a couple blow-ups, and I was hooked, basically. Literally and figuratively. Yeah, I was hooked, and I within like a couple of weeks, I bought a boat, a bass boat, a pontoon, jet skis, a lake house, everything. And thankfully, I still like it because we honestly use that stuff all the time, and I would rather be doing fishing than pretty much anything else in life.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. And from my understanding, you're going to be running a Bass Cat with a big old motor on it now, right?
You better believe it. I had a Bass Cat with a 400 on there, and somebody had to go and try to outdo me. I don't know who it is. I know some people know who it is, but I can't be outdone. I have an ego when it comes to boats, and I want to win. I want to beat everybody. I want to go the fastest. I want to be the coolest, so I'm going to go ahead and get my Bass Cat with a 450 on it.
There you go.
And I'm going to talk to Rick Pierce to see if he'll make me a 500 or something.
There you go, brother. There you go. I tell you what, Danny, this question's for you since Brandon's on there. How'd you get into the bait making industry? I mean, I know, so for everybody that's out there, when I first got out of the military and I moved down here, the first thing I started doing was looking at all the tournament results. And I keep seeing this guy, Danny Cross. 3 years later, the gentleman sat next to me, and Rick and I are both on his staff for Cross Baits, which to me is gives me goosebumps, man. You get to pair up with a guy like this that not only was Angler of the Year for the Bass Champs, right? Weren't you the Angler of the Year for that?
Yeah, so this been a few moons ago. But
well, I mean, but you're in your prime now, so, So you got a guy like this that gets in the bait making industry, of course your ears are going to perk up. And, when, he's developing these baits and I got my hands on them, just the small things with Cross Baits go a long way. So, Danny, how'd you get into this?
Well, I actually started just making them for myself and my partner as a hobby. And we did quite well with them. We won several tournaments, won a couple championships, and I was able to kind of tweak the colors a little bit and a little bit of some kicking bass attractants in there, and just basically I changed the flakes a little bit. I just kind of did things that I thought would work, and they did. So it's just kind of.
That's one thing I can say about Cross Baits is, you're talking about the kicking bass that you inject in there. Whenever I'm fishing with them, the fish seem to hold on to them longer.
They seem to.
They definitely seem to hold on to the bait a lot better. So, Brandon, what made you interested in partnering with Cross Bait Company?
Well, I think it was a couple of different things, and one of them being I have never heard anybody say a bad thing about Danny Cross, and that honestly means a lot to me. If I'm going to get into business with somebody, I want to get into business with with somebody who's just a good person in general. He has a lot of drive. He's put a lot of hard-earned time into this, and I think it was just, I didn't know Danny that well. I knew him just from meeting him maybe at a couple of different tournaments, but when I had talked to other people about Danny, it was all great stuff. And on top of that, there was people telling me stuff about his baits that really had no interest in furthering Danny's product. I mean, they were just telling me, hey, I use this cross baits and stuff works awesome. And there's no reason for them to say that to me. They just did. So I think just adding all that up, it made sense for me to kind of jump in and try to help Danny take this to the next level. He's the one putting in all the work. I'm just trying to help him get to that next level if I can, and hopefully use some of my contacts to further that business a little bit.
Right. That's awesome, and that's well put. And Danny, from what I understand, you're going to have a new molding process, which is a big reason why you and Brandon's come together, right?
Right. We're going to be able to. We're going to change some of our baits up a little bit. We're going to do some tweaking on some of the stuff that we have to really some stuff I've been wanting to do, and now I'll be able to do is come up with some of our own bait line. And some of the products that really work well now, I'll actually be able to improve. We'll also be able to dramatically improve our production, because right now, we're just pretty much on the north end of Sam Rayburn. Mm-hmm. How far we can take this, man, who knows? Okay. I'm literally looking forward. I'm so looking forward to be able to try to, promote. Because right now, man, I'm like doing all I can do, man.
I've been to a shop. Trust me, I've seen him.
I'm like a one-legged man in that butt kicking contest.
I seen him. I went to a shop, and I mean, this poor guy's running from microwave to microwave, and then putting them in the mixers and everything else. I mean, it's a job to make these baits. That I see Danny, and just like Brandon, just like you were saying, I mean, I didn't ever hear anything bad about Danny, and every time I go to a store somewhere, Danny's in there hustling, and I tell everybody on my live feed that we do, he's one of the hardest working guys I've ever been around as far as trying to make sure his product is out there in the stores.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And hey, from my point of view too, like, if there's any business you want to get into, it's one where the guy cannot keep up with demand, and I think that's kind of that's what the deal is here. He's working his butt off, and people are wanting his product so much that he can't keep up with it. So, it just made sense, from a personal standpoint, from a business standpoint, to kind of jump in and help out a bit.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, absolutely. Danny, what is some of your goals that that now you've partnered, you and Brandon are partnered up, which I think is just going to be a killer partnership, and I'm not saying that because I said that. We tell Rick and everybody, tell everybody, your bait is the next big deal, man, and it's because of what you guys do, Right. So what are some of your goals, with you and Brandon?
Man, who knows, the sky's the limit, right? So I'd like to be in all the tackle shops across the United States one day, but right now, just to be able to promote and to be able to see where it goes is a goal. I mean, my goals are to have our own bait line and be in production. I don't really have a date because we're waiting on some molds and equipment, but
right.
It's going to take off pretty quick here, so I'm really excited about it all.
Okay.
My goals are to be in everybody's tackle box.
Awesome.
Well, Danny, also, I know me and you have talked a little bit about, like when I was at the shop, you showed me where the piece of equipment you're getting. Mm-hmm. How is that going to change your volume?
Tenfold. I'll be able to go at least 10 times of what I'm doing now.
So you're producing how many baits right now?
Honestly, I don't have a count on what I'm doing. Probably 500 or 600 bags a week, so I'll be able to.
And I want everybody to understand what he just said. He said 500 or 600 bags a week. he's hand pouring these things.
Yeah, it's all hand injected baits.
So like Brandon said, man, the tenacity that you have, you know, and your integrity, because it'd be easy for you to go quit. I know that every time I talk to Danny on the phone that I always hear him in the background. He's always pouring baits. So, you know, he has that integrity to keep doing the right thing. Even though he wants to go lay down, he's smashing it out.
Oh, man, it's like 12 to 14 hours a day.
Yes, yeah. And I think that's like what Brandon touched on, you know, right there. He said, man, I see a guy that he's got the drive, and that's why he jumped in with you. And I think that's a great partnership. So, Brandon, I have a question for you. What does Cross Baits look like? Because let me back up. We all know that your Grand Slam tournament was an awesome thing down here. It really took the industry kind of by surprise. We all know Sam Rayburn is a major lake in Texas. You got some serious hammers down here, and you guys attracted some phenomenal numbers for your very first tournament. How does Cross Baits and how is that going to tie into your Grand Slam?
Well, I think just like you saw last year, Cross Baits was a sponsor of our Grand Slam, and I honestly just think that they can play off of each other so well. I mean, I'm not just going to use Cross Baits to promote Brandon Belt Fishing. I want that to be a reciprocating kind of relationship there, so that they can both help each other. Mm-hmm. And I'm with Danny. I want to get Cross Baits into the tackle box of every angler out there. So I think a good way to do that and a good way to promote that is to make that part of the Brandon Belt Fishing brand, and maybe we can have some of those giveaways and those handouts where we can give a bag to everybody fishing in the tournament. And I think that's going to help both businesses, to be honest with you.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's a great answer. With y'all pairing up like that, for everybody that's going to be watching this, when you go to the Grand Slam tournament, the atmosphere was unlike anything that I've seen. Now, I've never walked across like the Bassmaster Open stage or anything like that, but when you guys go in line, he's got great guys that help, them out. You got Carter and, Hank Harrison up there at Ross Motorsports. When I walked up and got in line with my dad, before we met Brandon, there was a goodie bag handed to me. And in that goodie bag was a ton of Cross Baits. And I think like what you just said there, Brandon, it's going to complement each other, and it's going to help take that to the next level for the tournament series and Cross Baits. So that's a phenomenal answer.
Yeah. Also, on that, we're talking about the equipment. I mean, so how many baits will this piece of equipment be able to produce?
It depends on the size of the bait, so and which bait you're running. So the bigger the baits, the less capacity a mold has. But I can probably run 10,000 baits a day. So
compared to 500 a week, 600 a day.
Well, that's bags of baits. Compared to about 1,000 baits a day, I'll be able to do 10,000
wow.
baits.
That's awesome, man.
Wow, that's a lot of volume.
Yeah. So that gives you some fishing time.
Well, that's going to we'll be able to increase our business. We may need 2 or 3 of those machines, Brandon, before it's over with.
Hey, I'm all in. And I love that Danny doesn't limit himself either. I mean, he wants to be all over the country, and when I do something, that's what I like to do as well. I want to be
go big or go home.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I am. So it's a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Well, Brandon, I'll tell you what. You guys you've graced us, man, with your time. I know you're busy playing ball right now, and man, as much as I don't know you personally, but you're a very good person from everybody I've talked to, and I think that this partnership's going to be an amazing thing to take everything to the next level. And man, as much as I like you, I'm still a Cardinals fan, brother. I'm sorry.
Hey, well, we played them this weekend, so
I know, and I'm nervous. I'm extremely nervous. Okay, with the way with the way you were playing and stuff, man, I know that you got a lot going on.
Well, Chad's best bet is that you still aren't able to play because of COVID.
Yes.
So.
I'm like half our team right now, so
you're right.
It's a good team, so it's honestly those kind of series are fun no matter what. Obviously, we want to come out on top, but when you're playing at the highest level of baseball, that's what gets you going, is that kind of competition.
Oh man, I love I love hearing you talk about that. I think what really strikes home with me was like when you talk about going frog fishing, I can tell you're a high-strung, adrenaline dude that you're like, oh man, I'm hooked on this, you know, because the way you're talking about it, you're so, I guess the best word to say is you're passionate. And I'm very excited about what you guys are going to bring down here to Sam Rayburn. And I'm very excited to, you know, and I'm sure Rick is too, to kind of be a part of this, man. Like it's an amazing journey.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, to see all the things that you're getting into and investing in the community that where you lived at. I mean, to see you invest in that, I mean, to me, that's a big deal.
Well, I appreciate it, guys, and really, honestly, you know, I do it because I feel like I owe my community something. Because I really believe like I am where I am right now because of my community. I mean, I couldn't do it without the support that I've had from the community over the years. And it's gotten me through a lot of tough times, believe it or not. So, you know, that's just my way of giving back, I guess. And I love doing it. I love meeting people. And I love, you know, just thanking them for what they've done for me. And I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. So this has all been a blast for me.
Man, that's great, dude. So obviously, you know, we all know that you got big plans on the horizon, and I'm sure you're really excited for that. So what's the best like big next move for the Brandon Belt fishing?
Well, we got the Grand Slam again in January, and we're kind of getting everything set up for that. But it'll be another $100,000 tournament, and we'll do the same thing. We'll cap it at 400 people like we did last time. We'll raise a lot of money for charity.
Awesome.
And we're hoping to get a little tournament series going. So, I mean, we have we're working stuff out right now, but so I don't have a lot of details, but it's coming. And
It'll be a team circuit, Brandon.
Yeah, we want. Our goal is to treat these guys like they're big leaguers. I mean, that's my goal, and you know, and to get them paid as much as possible, because I know they put a lot of time and money and effort into fishing. So I think they should be paid accordingly, and that's going to be our goals for this upcoming tournament series.
Cool,
dude. That's amazing to hear you say that, because obviously, you know, Hank and I, you know, and even Danny and Rick, you know, we're all tournament fishermen, and to hear you say that, you know, we're gonna have a series that it's gonna be worth, you know, fishing, it's gonna be worth this, you know, because we all know, and that is a sensitive subject in the world of tournament fishing, you know. I'm not gonna mention any specific tournament organizations, but entry fees go up, and then the payouts didn't change, and you know, and you're right, you hit it in the head. You know, we all know how expensive bass boats are. We all know how much the lures cost and gas and all that. And to hear you say that, you know, you are wanting to create something that is going to give back to the fishermen, it just speaks words about you guys, man, and what you're doing. You're very humble, man, and that for us anglers, that means a lot to me to hear that, because you're right. You put your heart and your soul into going out there and fishing, man. And thank you so much for thinking about the anglers.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, and that's kind of what I saw when I first got into fishing, and I was like, man, I think I can make a difference. I'm in a unique position to make a difference in the industry, and not only that, it's just the way that the world is. The money brings out the best competitors, and I want to create that atmosphere where it's the best anglers competing against the best anglers. And that's fun. That's just fun all around for me running the tournaments and for the anglers that are in the tournaments. I mean, I want you to feel when you get done like you've done something. I mean, and I think that's what, brings people to sports in general. So we're going to have a lot of fun with it. We're going to create a great atmosphere, and we're going to get these guys paid like they should.
Awesome, man. Well, I mean, I don't have any further questions unless Rick or Danny do. And you guys got, Rick, you got anything, my friend?
Well, man, we just want to say thank you for everything you do again. And, and I'm excited about the cross baits.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Being with cross baits already, I mean, I'm just excited to see what all the new stuff's going to come out.
Yeah, me too.
And passing Danny up on the road every day, out there putting baits up in stores. He keeps telling me, hey, quit promoting one Cinco, Sicko, you know, he said, you need to promote a different color because I'm selling out. So, so hopefully with this new machine we can keep up.
I have sold the heck out of Blue Flex Sickos. I got him on the sprayed grass now, and I'm gonna have to wean him off of that and get him on something else.
But we're like, you know, just like you say, I know it's all about the community. Me and Chad, we talk to these high school kids a lot, and that's what brings me more joy is to talk to these high school kids, you know, and try to bring them up right on how, you know, about fishing and, you know, and the work that goes into it, you know, just like, you know, tell them how to place a bait in a high percentage strike zone area, you know, things like that. And then whenever they send you pictures on your phone of them catching fish, I mean, that's a big deal for me.
That's one thing I did not know or expect, and that is really gratifying, that when people tell me about when they caught fish on the baits that I've made.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know, I didn't expect that. I mean, it's really, really fulfilling and gives you a sense of joy that I hadn't experienced in fishing.
Oh yeah,
and
for everybody that understands, you know, like Hank Harrison's, you know, he's fishing the Toyota series, and you know, you guys see me do a lot of stuff with Hank on, you know, my page, and he's been here with Rick and I on the lives. You talking about that? I was catching fish. I'm not gonna say the bait, but you know, until his tournament's over. But he was like, dude, I gotta get some of these, and I reached out in my bag and gave it to him. And for me as an angler to see, you know, a good friend of mine catching on those baits like that, you know, it's just, man, the baits, it's just, you got a good lineup. So, Brandon, is there anything you want to close out with, man, before we let you get back to your family, brother?
Yeah, I think, you know, you brought up a great point, and I just want this to kind of hit home with people, and that's, you know, the baits, the product speaks for itself. Y'all do a great job promoting this, by the way, and we really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Y'all been awesome. And,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, helped out a ton, and you know, but at the end of the day, too, man, I just really think that once people get a hold of these baits, nothing else is going to need to be said. They'll see the right results, and they'll come back for more. There's no doubt.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much again for coming on, Brandon. And man, we're gonna end the video here. Hey, thanks for everybody for watching. As always, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Oh, as always, thanks for watching Fishing Rick. Hope to see you on Lake Sam Raven.
Got limited 1620 right now. Got 1764. Nice work, guys. All right, let's look right down there.
Again now. You're right here. I don't know if